Ornell, and I work with WorkFirst New Jersey. I wanted to start today by welcoming you to our presentation. I'm going to be talking to you today about virtual interviews. As you know, right now with COVID, it's a very popular subject, and we wanted to give you some hints and tips on how to navigate the virtual interview. So the first thing you want to know when going on a virtual interview is that there is a lot of preparation that goes into it. First of all, as with any interview, you need to be prepared before you begin. You make sure that you've done your research of the company. Get onto Google, look up the company name, find out what their mission statement is, understand what the position entails, what the company is all about, what their purpose is, what they make, how big they are, all of those things, because you want to use that information to show how your skills and your background would be a good fit for the company's purpose, mission, and product. You want to have some questions prepared before you get there. Ask them questions that are meaningful during the interview, and you will have a better chance of getting called back. So you want to prepare some meaningful questions based on that based on that research. And remember that the employers, even though it's a virtual interview, they're expecting the same level of preparedness and professionalism that they would expect if you were in person. So wherever you decide to do your interview, make sure that you have a good background. So you want a room that's well lit. A lot of people will use a ring light or even a makeup mirror with a light around it because it gives an ambient light that goes around your face. But if you don't have it, that's not a problem. You want to sit near natural light in that case. So preferably near a window, but not with the window in back of you. You want the window, best case scenario, to be to the side of you so that it lights your screen. If you have if you're shorter or taller than your camera, you want to adjust the height of your camera, put some books under your laptop if you need to. Whatever you need to do to make sure that you're at a good height and that people aren't looking, down your nose or just at your neck. If you do have a blank wall behind you, that's good. If you have just some simple decor on your wall, that's fine. You want to stay away from clutter. You don't want to have that in the background. Also, it's important to make sure that everybody is on board with the fact that you're doing a job interview. So you want to make sure your children know this, any family members or roommates that are living with you so that they give you peace and quiet. Close the door if you can. Keep pets out of the interview. Even though pets are cute, they don't belong on a job interview. And make sure that you keep your disruptions to a minimum. If you know, for example, that somebody will be ringing the doorbell or coming home, you might want to say to the employer, there might be a little bit of noise in the background when my roommate comes home. Please excuse that. Okay, so you are on a virtual interview, but that does not mean that you don't have to dress the part. So make sure that you're wearing a suit and a tie if that's proper for the type of position you're going for. Women, make sure you're dressed neatly and professionally. Minimal jewelry, tasteful makeup, all of those things that you would normally do on an interview. No flashy prints, no bright colors or patterns. Keep things neutral and professional looking. One thing you do want to make sure of is that, you want to make sure that you are dressed according to the level of the interview. And a lot of people think that since you're home, you can be casual and you can wear sweatpants. It's not really a good look. And a lot of times you will get, they will take note of that and it might work against you. Before you start, make sure you're testing your laptop. Make sure that you know that your speakers are working, that your monitor is working, that you have a clear picture. You don't want to find out that things aren't working well or that you have a bad connection once you start. So check your battery, your Wi-Fi, your webcam, your mouse, all of those things that you're going to be using. If you are going to share your screen and present, make sure that you can navigate that technology and that you know what you're doing. Might be a good idea to have a backup if you need to, just in case. Something that's very important on an interview is your body language. So you want to make sure that you're not slouching. You want to make sure that you're making eye contact. And on a computer, that's a little bit difficult. So the way to make eye contact is to look directly into the camera and not down at your screen, at the person on the screen. That can be a little tricky and it's a little hard to get the hang of, but if you practice, you can get it. If you have a hard time doing that, sometimes you can put a little sticky note over your image on the screen so that you're not looking at yourself and being distracted by your hair or anything, you know, anybody, anything on your appearance. Sit up straight, make sure that you look interested. Use a lot of nonverbal, so smiling, nodding in agreement, things like that will help communicate that you understand what the interviewer is talking about. And the last step that we want to touch on is following up. So it's always important to send some kind of a thank you note within 24 hours. The sooner the better. Even as soon as you hang up, you might start to draft a quick email thank you note saying that you were very excited and thankful that you got to speak to the interviewer today. Maybe talk about a point or two that you discussed. It's also a good opportunity for you to address things that maybe you wanted to talk about a little bit more, but you didn't get a chance to. But remember, you do want to keep it brief. So if you do need to clear something up, you know, it is a good time to do that, but as long as you can keep it brief. You might also add, you know, please make sure, you know, please keep me in the loop with any decisions and let me know if there's any information that I could add. Okay. So that's pretty much it. That's all we have today. Just a quick little interview. If you have any further questions and you want to contact us, you could call us here at the office, and our number here is 908-526-8800 extension 6819. Thanks and have a great day.